You know, if you're Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, you might start to wonder, exactly what sort of media outlets are going to be left. If you think I'm joking, I mean, just think about it. Good Morning Britain, well, she managed to get somebody fired off there and they've gone cool in her and now are literally a ratings disaster and losing money. Well, hand over fist. And then we saw them pop up on CBS, didn't we, Sunday? And then, well, there was this sort of kerfuffle regarding all of that. What was that about? And now, of course, we've had Prince Harry popping up on the BBC with very little notice and then dropping all of those bon mots about how, with one flick of a royal finger, his father could have solved all of the problem and no doubt saved 1.5 million into the bargain. But things are never as clear with Harry and Meghan as they first appear. As we saw in that sort of doorbell, early morning, whatever you want to call it, Harry continually gets caught out. And now there's a bigger problem brewing between the British monarchy and the BBC. As ever, let me explain. Morning chums, lovely to see you today. Beautiful, aren't these behind me? I'm not quite sure what they are, but I'm sure somebody on this channel will know. I think they're roses, but are they roses? Look a bit small to me for roses. If you know, let us know in the comments. It's always good, isn't it, to share this info. I just like the colour of things. I mean, you've guessed that, haven't you? If they're vibrant colours, lemons, red, blues, that sort of stuff. This is what I like about this time of year. All the flowers come out, don't they? You just sort of think, finally there's a sign of life. Have you got that sign of life? It's not come to you. No, I know the feeling, really. I think that's the second cup of coffee in, isn't it, for the day? You know what it's like. Let's get back, of course, to your royal story of the day. This created a few bombshells, did it not? And this was because, of course, Prince Harry decided to sit down straight after losing that mega security court case with the BBC to reveal exactly how he felt. And the story behind the scenes, as ever, is always evolving, simply because when you look at it, you never truly get the truth. Now, the BBC, of course, claimed that they only were going to be given at least around about 10 minutes and suddenly it turned into about 30. The thing is, they knew that Harry was willing to speak, and once they got him sat down in a chair, they were just hopeful to keep pushing it, which is exactly what they did. But the bigger issue, and this is the thing about the BBC that makes me laugh, is they have this verify sort of channel thing where, they're supposed to verify whether a story is real or not. And as many people know, Harry was never questioned about some of the outlandish claims regarding the establishment and all that sort of stuff, right? It gets worse though, because now, obviously, the BBC claimed that they didn't have time to tip off the British monarchy. And when I say tip off, courtesy, common courtesy. But here's the deal, you see, you can go through all of that. They had 2 hours. They decided in their infinite wisdom to roll out at the 6 p.m. news rather than the 10 p.m. news because they got hot stuff. Half an hour with Prince Harry, bashing, of course, the British monarchy. Not looking good, right? But you see, the BBC are already on, well, shall we say, crumbling blocks. Their head of content is leaving, Charlotte Moore, after a number of years, seeing the signs on the wall, that millions of people are now not willing to pay for their bloated BBC licence fee. It's crumbling. And then they go and do this. And forget the Hugh Edwards scandal that they just lied about and the Martin Bashir stuff. Forget all of that, right? This gets worse. Now I've been told from an excellent source, this is why William and Catherine really just want to go down the social media route where they put out, like we saw with that wonderful nature film from Catherine, their own content at their time, and then they work out their audience as and when they want to see it. You see how this works. So somebody somewhere might simply say, particularly with, of course, the likes of Prince Harry, well, once again, you've managed to wipe away, some might say, a good institution. And forget, of course, King Charles, who's already doing some work alongside Amazon because they gave him total control, which means he can put out the programme that he wants to make for you and I. The BBC are so short-sighted. In the desperate bid to get some, high ratings and click-ons and all of that sort of stuff, well, now they've offended the biggest institution. And more importantly, once again, Harry and Meghan are behind it. They never learn, do they? Neil Shawn, Kensington, London.